I can't remember the last time I was sad not to see an Aatrox locked in, but I would have loved an Aatrox being locked in here. Nah, perhaps a little bit more safe up towards the top side. Does still work well.
Kind of shadowing in the lane so that he wouldn't be spotted, but now he has his eyes on mid. Caps is very low. Yike is in a position to cover, but a flash Q from Marang could be all it takes.
How long is that Q from coming off cooldown? He used it to get into this, but Bush knows there's no Warden with Caps going forward. Even though Larsen's low, there's nowhere for Caps to go. Does still have the flash, will hold on to it. Marang flash follows though. Needs a slow here. One more auto would be enough. Permafrost. And down to, and so much quicker. You can see Comp only sitting on the Doran's blade, whereas his double longsword dagger as Caps caught out again in the mid lane. Chaos Storm coming down. Caps, you've got nowhere to go. And we will just be chipped away. The death rate from Larsen is the second in the bottom lane. It was about one hit away from dying. Ooh. And Trimby just overstepped a slight bit because of it. Depth charge going down onto Trimby. Comp though trading back onto Mickey with Malwang on his way. And Flash, Glacial Prism, a possibility. Mickey has Flash. Instead he goes for Hans Summer. Only lands a slow Hans Summer. Only the exhaust on him. And because he doesn't have that escape tool.
Mid-lane, it was a possibility, but regardless, due to get punished.
Oh, Nature's Grasp being used here. Marin's going to try and block it for Larsen. Does exactly that. Larsen rooted underneath the tower, though. Somehow surviving for an absolute Aeon, but in the end, Yike will get
back after what has been a very convincing early game from Koi. Of course, they can't take a sigh of relief just yet, as you look at the bottom of your screen and you can see gold advantages being built up all across the board for Koi, which is why they currently sit at about a 1.4k gold lead.
Towards this tower to try to get as much damage on it as possible.
But they can also try and catch out Mickey as he tries to roam up, and that's exactly what they do. Bullet time coming out, Comp down to about half HP, but already Mickey has fallen. Caps coming in from the side. Marin's going to try and flash across this wall, but the bullets chase him home. Caps now in the midst of the cam. Storm will fall as well. Cannot survive Trimby's assault. Hans Summer trying to do what he can. Yike's going to join the party. They'll go for Larsen. Hans Summer trying to get on the board again. A second for him in the fight. Koi forced to retreat down towards the bottom side. Can Trimby get away? Yike looked for the slow from the Nature's Grasp, but couldn't quite find it. The Bramble Smash, in fact, the slow from the Make It Rain won't back away. They don't have vision on the river either. Now Trimby stayed here.
What's going on here?
Comp's gonna get hooked. Trimby looking for the tide away from behind. The Nature's Grasp coming out as well, but Trimby's on the wrong side of dodge. Bullet time into the roots. Lands his mark, and Hans Summer gets his third. Make it his fourth of the game. G2 on a tear.
Massive blunder by Koi's bot lane as well. What are they doing? Comp's just trying to run past the wave. Caps is in trouble. Marang.
Caps still has the flash here. Glacial Prism's going to come out, and Caps flashes it. Saved it for all that time to dodge the ultimate from the Sejuani, and G2 get everything they were looking for.
As much as I want to say great from G2 for getting those 2 kills, I need to see that again, because Comp is just running in a straight line to his tower with Trimby leaving him alone without a wave to block any of the hooks. And then Trimby flash ults, misses the Q, there's no follow-up, Comp's too far away. It was just so messy.
I'm trying to understand it. Bot lane is also very low. As I say that, there's that mid tower dropping. Larsen and Marang.
Gameplay sim was so
it's
similar.
funny because it was actually Kadril that, because he often goes so far. Hang on, hook.
Onto Malrang. Depth charge onto Larsen as well. TP's coming in, Nature's Grasp coming in from the side as well. Malrang trying to get away. Trimby eats the root, but look at the damage! It's a bullet time and it sends them all to hell. Larsen has to flash away, Caps still on the chase, but G2 just find everything in the top lane.
And you see the beauty of the MF in this comp. When Maokai can get the ult onto multiple targets, the follow-up is always there, no matter how far away. Hands is just in range for the ultimate. Just blows them all up there. Koi was playing good in the early game, finding these small leads, but now G2 are starting to run away with the fights.
This is the problem when you have a fed MF.
Yike, and even Koi similarly in Shigenda, finding that aggressive style in these lanes or in the jungle that can bring a different style. Koi.
Nature's Grasp comes in, there's the knockback as well with the cask. Instead, Malrang will fall. But Shigenda gets onto the backline, and now it's all on Koi. What can you do? A beautiful Gnar means the Caps will fall, but Koi still retreating underneath their tower. Hans Summer falls away so low, one more auto would be enough, but they just can't get in range. G2 will walk
back to base. I feel like he just lifestealed everything back.
He's got bloodthirst.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The man just... This is one of the big things. Koi coming in as his replacement, Comp rather coming in as his replacement, but we're setting it for this fight.
Well, Mickey just hooked the wall there. I think he wants to engage though.
Shigenda just went into mini Gnar. TP coming in. There's a Nature's Grasp once again. Malrang will be on the front line. He goes in. They step forward, but the bullet time hasn't even been used yet. Caps on the back line just assassinates Trimby. Now Comp is next up. You can cleanse all you want, but you can't cleanse death. The ultimate season.
Trimby. He sets up the team to kill Comp. and G2 walk away with 3 kills, the Baron and the game.
Did he TP flank there? Solo kills Trimby, Nox does insane work for G2 there, and we've got another fight here. Mickey's getting caught.
Very deep. TP coming out as well from Broken Blade as they look to join the fight. Nature's Grasp into the bullet time! Dodge that, Koi! G2 just cleaned them up in the jungle. Koi thought they found something, but all they find is an early grave as they are wiped away once again. Shigenda will fall. Caps is just tower diving 2 towers here. Broken Blade wants a piece of the party. Take notes, he says, as he forces Trimby and Marang away.
We may as well call it the Nature's bullet time at this point. The combos worked twice now for G2, and it just decimates Koi. No one can stand inside of it, and they can't work with any space here. G2 are just suffocating them out of every part of the jungle.
And now the Dragon spawning in 23 seconds as well. G2 have taken everything, and it all stems from how the game really exploded off the back of those small 2
threat on the MF, maybe they could find a miracle. But what's their dive? It's a Gnar TP flank, a Sejuani ult hitting. Despite the amount of frontline that G2 have, they're kind of grasping at straws there. So G2 are just going to get the siege going. Make sure Broken Blade and Mickey are just in front of Hans so he can work with space. Make sure he can walk up. And we'll see what Koi can do on this last defense.
No TP flank for Shigenda. His teleport still on cooldown. Inhibitor tower falls in the bottom lane as Koi look for some last...
Yeah, but G2 definitely do.
There's the Nature's Grasp once again, looking for the inhibitor here. Tidal Wave used. Won't hit the bullet time. It was just wide. Larson taken out in the midst of it all as Hansama gets another one on the board. And now Comp is up.
Over.
Mickey continues to land the hooks. Trimby forced to flash away. Hansama diving the inhibitor tower. And as you say, Kadril, it's all done, but the Nexus falling. It's all over. But the final death knell here for Koi. 3 members strong, they can try and defend, but G2 are tanking the towers and their minions will keep the backdoor bonus alive. Broken Blade forces Malrang away, the Nexus towers fall, followed by the Nexus. G2 unwilling to end it yet, they want a little more time in the spotlight, time in the sun.
They're farming KDA.
They're farming KDA. You see Hansama with a smile on his face, and what a smile it should be. A dominant performance from G2 as they take game 1 of this best of 5.
Text, the truth will exist.
It's Belveth mid, I think.
Belveth mid into Jace.
Or it's Sejuani mid.
Or
it's Heimerdinger mid.
Yeah, it's
he's got no flash, got no flash, he's got no ghost! Remember Adam's Olaf? We might see a repeat of it in this game, guys.
It's first blood.
Broken Blade goes forward. Shigenda very willing
dead.
to accept him. He's dead. He's just going to sack to the tower. Make sure that Marang doesn't get an assist here. Shigenda will take the kill.
Not bad, honestly.
Overall, first blood.
Well, he's not really going to do anything off the back of it because he's Sejuani.
He's got no flash.
He's
But Yike is here. He's going forward. Yike looking for it. There's the stun. Locked up. Cocoon comes out as well. The Cap's on the board. Works his way up. Scuttles up towards this top lane. Yike is here too, though. Yike is here too, looking for some death in Lavender.
Malrang wait straight from bottom to top.
Here he goes. There's the ghost. Broken Blade, no flash. Malrang locked up though, and Yike once again in the right place. Gobbles him down. A delicious banquet.
Use the repel to commit.
Caps
Of course he's bot. Of course he's bot.
That Glacial Prism onto Trimby. Doesn't quite land the CC. Caps tanking the tower. Trimby though sniped from long range as Hansama takes him, and now Koi. Comp is in for a world of hurt. A double for Hansama, and it's falling apart at the seams.
Just lean to that side. No, Caps goes the other way. Looks for plays on the opposite side, and normally in pro play. Hang on, Mickey.
Trimby caught out here, rooted up. Chain of Corruption did hit, and Trimby just doesn't have a moment to breathe, doesn't have a moment.
Finals, G2 and SKT were looking incredibly strong, and a lot of talk was around one of those 2 teams winning the try. This is probably the first time in a long time that we've seen a very similar style work to great success in the early game.
Here they go again.
Trimby locked up, all 4 members of G2 down here, and Trimby has nowhere to go once again. Just assassinated, 1 more auto's enough. Yike steals his soul, Comp clears the wave. But now, can Comp survive?
And look at the mini-map. Comp's dead. He's as good as dead. And Broken Blade's catching mid-wave. Actually, TP coming in. Maybe they're going to protect.
Just locked up by himself. They're trying to protect.
They're double TPing.
Double TP. Chain of Corruption coming in. Larson low already. He's eaten again. It's a double for Yike. They're looking for more. Shigenda goes all out to try and defend for Comp. Now, once again, underneath the tower. Now, there is a long wait for the next minion wave. But instead, they put the Herald down to tank the tower. Comp is going to try and kill himself on the enemy turret in-game to make sure that Hansama and Caps can't get any gold out of it, but he can't get there quickly enough. Hansama's on a killing spree, and G2 are demolishing Koi.
They're acing them between towers at 11 minutes into the game. Only Shigenda lives. That was double TP invested to save Comp, and they they even gave up more kills than they initially intended to. Broken Blade caught mid-wave the entire time. They've lost. Up. Larssen can't even enter his own jungle. Larssen, don't do it. Don't
you
go
walk
that
away
way.
from the safety of your tower and immediately you're locked up. A beautiful death for Larssen as
They're looking for their first kill. I've seen Broken Blade do crazier things.
Yep. Uses the Ragnarok, dodges the all-out, now turns his attention over to Trimby. Trying to get those autos down, but just can't do it. Koi get their second kill. Meanwhile, Hansama and Mickey very happily taking turret plates in the mid lane. They took 5 bot, 4 mid. I want to see how many they took 13. Top as well. Is that all of them?
Is that going to be 14?
Will they get it? Couple more autos. 14 plates 14. For G2.
Wow, 14 out of 15 secured. 1 short of the achievement. But it doesn't matter. Dragon spawning in a minute's time as well.
And in the game, they've still got a second Herald in their back pocket. We'll see how far they want to push the advantage. Knowing G2
them out just a little bit as they chip away at this tower, but it was on Belveth that G2 had that 18-minute, 53-second game earlier in the split, I believe. Something on the map, the first tower of the game perhaps, and should be able to secure it with 1 more auto attack. He'll take it, gets the bounty, but a little consolation prize it is for him. More of a participation trophy than anything measurable as Yike gets his 5th.
So here comes the push. If Koi can withstand this,
Caps is tanking the tower. Like, he could have just backed away at any point there.
Yeah, they can withstand this pretty easily. G2 aren't going to go for Sejuani jungle mid, and this would be your kill threat into sides. But here with Belveth, they're pulling it off.
Where are you going, Comp? Not many places it feels. He dashes away, but Yike will chase him down. The Endless Banquet has begun. Yike sees the TP behind him, and now they're in a 2v4. Shigenda trying to get into the action. Yike dodging away as much as he can, but he's going to get rid of it for a second. Continues to dodge and to dive and to dip away from it all. And G2 now in the chase. They don't like it when you isolate there for a second. Baron obviously an option to regenerate that, but from now he will be in that less imposing Belveth form, and I'm sure Koi will be very happy.
Trading things I imagine you experience when preparing draft is, so we can ban this.
What do you expect me to say? You had all of these draft strategies, did you win? No, 0-3.
Actually, we beat them once. But also what to ban, because you don't know where anything's going, kind of. So yeah, you can see in that 4-5, right? You think the Sejuani is going jungle.
Shigenda just TP'd to this tower, and he is already dead as Yike goes godlike. G2 are pushing for the win, as much as I like story time with the lads. I think the end of the game might be very imminent. Here it goes.
Imminent.
Here
it comes. Hansama. I thought he was tanking the tower for a second then. The first tower will drop. Koi faltering. Damage just from the E of Hansama.
Yike's going forward. He's looking for more. Once the kill onto Trimsy, Hansama takes it instead. Comp and Marang forced back into the fountain. Larssen forced to the last remaining turret on the map for Koi. And in one of the most convincing games I have seen in a long, long time, G2 will go 2-0 up over Koi.
1 game away from the finals here, G2. Next weekend, or this weekend I should say. It's Monday, always forget.
I would say that this is a pretty traditional front-to-back teamfight comp from Koi. They do have good mobility with the form of the Sivir engage, potential flank options if Noah can find a way into the backline. Whereas G2, well, they kind of
really blame him for Yike being pretty strong and pretty scary, as on Lilia he's gone 3-0 so far in the LEC. He looks for a mid gank here. Gonna dive Larssen, they're gonna do it as they're going. Cap splashes away, but Marang's in the right place at the right time. First blood. Yike tanks up a tower.
Oh my god!
Oh, it's a tragedy.
Or lets him get a couple of ganks off. It's worth to buy them.
He also has Conqueror, which is also another interesting one.
Broken Blade. Oh, Marang's here though. Yike looking for it. Shigenda trying to build up their Mega Gnar. Can't quite get it. No flash on the Gnar. Remember, Broken Blade flashing forward, but he can't get in range. The undertow, he doesn't have the mana for it.
It's a Conqueror. Look at the Conqueror.
Look at it go. Look at him. No need to farm camps when you can farm foes as he gets Yike underneath the tower. And remember, no Yike, no flash. The Swirl Seed wide. And the Swifty boys are here to party.
Objective as well.
As expected, G2 get first Drake. I think they'll get second as well. I mean, they have so much bot push, so much skirmish potential. Caps can get mid push whenever he wants as well, or at least just give you a bit more information.
I mean, he is a little safe on the Tristana as well, right?
Yeah.
Marang, Glacial Prism, Yike! Caught out in his jungle. Like Bambi taken down by the ball. But the turret goes down, and so no hook can connect. Cap stepping forward here. Just wants the plate. He wants the plate, but the plate isn't what you can take. Larson unwilling to give it up. Caps able to jump away though. Does still have the flash here.
Calculated.
And in the end, he gets the plate and gets out. Didn't have to burn a summoner.
Hashtag worth.
Mickey flashing forward. Trimby though lands the stun. Summoner now cleansing away, but this isn't the best of places to be. Mickey ignited, ticking down, will be able to survive, but the engage coming for naught. They also have
no cleanse on hands.
the Rift House.
Surprise!
There it is. He cooked up a spicy meal for Hans Summer. And Hans will be feeling that one in
the map, but I don't think he can really get much here.
Yeah, Shigenda should be able to live, right? Jump forward, floating lullaby possibility. Rift House charged in. We look down towards the bottom lane as Caps kills Trimby somehow.
He's gonna go for it.
Doesn't look like it. Doesn't want to gamble it against Hans Summers, Callista.
Yeah, Broken Blade's there. Shigenda's top. Pushing the lanes.
Maorang in the bot lane, and this is why we wanted to put so much focus on Maorang. This game, mid, top, bot, he has had impact in every single lane, and he is a massive contributor to Koi's early game.
No. Well, they didn't. They didn't.
Maybe they've got the XTD prepared.
Maybe they've got all chat off, I'm not sure, but both teams want to stall a little bit.
Yeah, Hans is quite far away, though. He's only just getting into the G2 jungle. Mickey looking for the hook there as Caps jumps forward, but Maorang immediately dives onto him, and Caps is ticking away. Trimby takes him. Mickey next up as he'll get stunned in the bush. It's a double for Trimby. And even without their ultimate, he ults him away with the Buster Shot, or Larson just shuffled away as well. Looks like he used the Emperor's Divide to do it. G2 now using that opportunity, knowing the Azir ultimate is down, to start up this dragon. Flip it. They're gonna try. Hook goes in from Mickey. Comp going in with the ult. Now Larson's still not in this fight, remember, but Noah's Broken Blade. They've locked down Caps. They CC chain him. The Loating Lullaby being used as well. Young trying to get the damage down on the back line, but Shigenda with a great gnaw across the side manages to isolate G2, and they'll be wiped away in the river. The turning tides in favor of Koi.
Only 2 members full for Koi, the jungle support, but the solo lanes, the carries and comp managed to pull it off. Broken Blade's alive. He just solo killed Maorang off screen there. Massive sleep from Yike, but no follow-up.
Exactly that, Kadril. There's nothing that G2 can do. Easy, secure. And it looks like Koi is definitely going to give behind.
They're looking for the flank here on Yike and Hans Summer.
Larson's going to shuffle.
Larson has the shuffle. Doesn't even need it to get onto Hans Summer, though. Hans Summer will be felled by Maorang and Koi and Comp. Yike trying to get away, but he's shuffled back, though. Loating Lullaby only onto Larson. Pops a stopwatch to make sure that he can't be taken out by anyone, but Caps is nowhere near the fray, nor is Broken Blade, so just a stopwatch to delay for a moment there.
It's not crazy, it's clean play from Koi. They execute incredibly well, they punish the mispositions of G2, they secured the bot tier 2 tower, they have another wave in mid, and they might not make it as flashy as G2, but they make it look easy. 20 minutes in, tier 2 towers already falling with the Baron as well. Koi looking convincing. Biggest difference is, again, that bot lane incident that happened in game 1. I wonder how different the game could have been if they entered the mid game in a more even state. As Koi now with the Baron looking to siege onto the tier 3 towers of G2's base.
G2 just TPing bot there. Caps, I think with the Demolish and with the E, he wants to just get as much gold as possible, get the objective bounty, get IE on base now, and then just try to take the next fight.
But you're going to lose so much of your base. Double inhibs going down. Red Bull Baron power play continuing to extend for Koi. Caps continues to push in, though, maybe looking for tier 3. And Demolish going to do a little bit of work, but who can get back? Well, Baron Empowered recall for Shigenda means he'll be back there pretty quick. Caps will take a second tower off this push. The gold, though, still almost in this position. They are impossible to fell, impossible to put behind.
Comes the dive.
Looking for it. Mickey hooks a minion. Ooh. Caps has to flash away. Buster Shot coming out as well. Looking for the Loating Lullaby. Won't be able to get it. Maorang doing so much work in this fight. Can't be able to walk back to his minion line, but G2 now starting to open up. Broken Blade finds one. Comp has to flash. No flash for Broken Blade. Mickey has one neither, but Maorang might get hooked here. Mickey's still on the chase. Super minions in the base of G2, but they are hungry.
Around 10, 11,000 5 minutes ago. Koi giving up over some gold to G2, and they lost the bot tier 1, the tier 2, the tier 3.
Mid to catch up. Now they're entering the base. And now they're threatening the tier 3 tower once again.
Tower nowhere near as healthy this time, nor is Caps down to half already from the Larson poke with the soldiers. Mickey looking for something. Broken Blade trying to get onto Comp, but he's just shredded where he stands. Comp continues to kite backwards. He's looking for Larson, but he can't get it. And now Koi can open up. Face call. Pulls back one. Mickey goes back in. Larson with the stopwatch. Yike's gonna fall. Mickey 2. And Caps and Hans Summer can only stand and watch. The last defense is not enough. A penta for Comp to close it out and to start Koi's comeback in this series.
Massive step up from the carry. of Koi. Second pentakill, I believe. He had one at Malmo. He's got one here as well. And it was a little bit hairy on the first.
The last game.
Oh, Ari, great pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, you're right. A lot of extra
Ari.
mobility. Makes it much harder to lock down.
Yeah, it's a good answer to Tristana, I think. I mean, you get pushed in, but I think they're just going to get ganked by Yike. Will they fall prey to death? As
they see him on the ward
level
now.
up comes in.
Mickey flashes in, here's the level 2, combats to flash away. Trimby trying to dance away from this one as well. Yike puts down a sapling, that will get the slow flash forward with the twisted advance and knock back and comp. Falls prey to the level 1. Trimby takes an answering kill, trying to turn it around here with the red buff, but does still have the flash, has the cleanse. Mantra W, cleanse away by Trimby, flashes. He won't be able to get here in time. G2, all hands to the pumps, all defense on. Boomerang going out. Looking for the knockup, they can't get to Hans Summer. Instead, they go for Mickey. Comp was taking the tower, but Comp will get one. TP coming in from Caps as he joins the party. He's looking for Comp, and the damage is coming down. Double bomb from Caps. That's truly a bomb.
Pain for Hans. Maybe he's going to stop his base here to try to get it in.
Yeah,
and that's when Koi strike.
They look for it. Comp is low here. No flash, no heal. Ignite is ticking, and Comp will fall. But Hans Summer next up. Trimby gets another. Marang chasing in here as well. You can see Yike tentatively thinking, can I join? Not in time. It's a double for Trimby.
Especially with Mickey in mid-wave as well.
Shigenda looking to trade a little bit here in the top lane. Ragnarok comes out from Broken Blade to dodge away from the Gnar. Lots of damage onto Broken Blade though, and no real minion wave for them. Shigenda goes into the mini Gnar, flashes away. Caps has a flash of his own. Buster shot, explosive is enough. Marang facing up against Yike down towards the bottom side, and now Yike is on the wrong side of the rift. Looks like it might just be a 1-for-1 trade in the end. Yike puts down the Nature's Grasp, but no escape from Marang. Broken Blade running away. Larson gets a couple of resets. Could look for a little bit more here, but with the
which G2 can use to unlock more on the map.
I also think the important thing in this game that's different from game 1 is Yike is really far behind. He's not been the winner of any of these kills. He's the only...
A little bit too far now. He's going to get slowed.
Trouble.
Doesn't have flash, has cease and desist. Could go in onto Caps, immediately dives in. The charm coming in as well. They look to isolate Caps. Can they take him down? They can't. Caps on a rampage now. Mickey on the chase, double spirit rush.
With the kill as Mickey and Hans Summer arrive to the fight.
It's interesting that he dashes over to try to steal it when his bot lane based. Broken Blade diving top.
Red buff Ragnarok going in. Meganar coming out from Shigenda though. The extra health might be enough. Broken Blade flashes and gets the solo bowler.
If you think about later into this game, the amount of utility that G2 have, Caps goes in onto Comp.
Trimby's on his way though. Chain of Corruption coming out. They're going to turn it back around with a face call. Caps has nowhere to go in the shutdown. Goes over to Comp. Just funnel the money into his pockets. Mickey next up. They're on the chase and underneath the tower. Mickey can only die. A double for Comp.
Year long last year. Top side is weak side. And bot lane is the lane to play through, and they're making it work.
And what I love about it is when Hans Summer and Trimby were together on Rogue all those years ago.
For the time being, no action will ensue. 30 seconds though on the Herald. Koi is in a good position to be able to secure that one, and maybe they 2, 1. So Medic has the button!
Doesn't really get you too much, apart from, you know, the charge. There's no plates left for you, but if you take this mid tier 1 and with 4 members strong, you could push in for a tier 2, or you're going to push it in. And that will be a tier 1 falling. Dragon starting, Marang going in. Look at the Caps once again. Once again, the buffer jump. Nature's Grasp coming out as Yike tries to lock up Larson, but off towards the top side of the fight. Mickey's already been assassinated. Now Broken Blade is looking to Ragnarok, and Ragnarok on his way through Trimby. And the Kalista can only do so much to get out of it. A shutdown going over to Hans Summer in the end as he gets the kill. The Dragon secured as well for G2. Shigenda going in, but Larson can't get in range to get the charm off in time. And Undertow connects the Ravenous Hydra. Doing quite a lot of work. The arrow not enough. Dragon secured by G2.
Cap slams the door in Koi's face. They want to look for the engage, but he buffers the jump so well that there's no follow-up on the charm. He's just too far away. Too many units, distance, and a couple of things in the way. I think the Dragon was there too that he jumped behind. So the engage was a bit scuffed. They turn onto Mickey, who was spit off, but then they have nothing left.
Flashes away.
Okay, well.
Was Shigenda on top of the blast gun? Because it does knock you up if you're directly on top of it.
I think he was.
That was
But they're looking for no flash on Yike. This could be a pick here for Koi if they want to commit.
But instead, they've gone for Mickey. Cease and desist used on him. Larson's going to try and get away from Yike. The chase on for Mickey. He will fall. Larson escapes. It's Demonic Radiant Virtue. I think Yike actually might win these. TP coming in. Nature's Grasp.
He's dead.
Like, Nature's Grasp behind him, but as you say, it may very possibly be dead. Twisted advance. Marang holds onto the Q. Nature's Grasp coming out, but that's a jungler dead. Hans Summer's on the wrong side of the rift as it's spotted.
Hello.
They cleared out that ward. Nature's Grasp coming out. Larson has the Spirit Rush. Comp might get caught here. Tries to dodge between the two. Does still have the flash, but Caps is diving forward. Face Call's going to lock him up. Chain of Corruption coming out as well, but Yike body blocks perfectly. Instead, they go on to Caps with the cease and desist. Comp and Trimby are dead on the back line. Now it's on to Marang. Marang, Larson, and Shigenda to win this 3v3. Broken Blades running forward with the Ghosts. They're going to try and disengage, but Hans Summer opens up. Stopwatch from Larson, but all he's going to be met with is a Boomerang Blade. Hans Summer takes him out, and G2...
The W and the flash over the wall. Marang did end up following him, and so did Larson, but they created so much space between them and their backline.
He might die to the Baron. Doesn't yet. Koi will disengage. Ike on the chase. Nature's Grasp, an option for him. Marang will take the Honey Fruit. Nature's Grasp coming out. G2 looking for something more out of this fight. Yike going into his advance already. Shigenda down to half HP. Face cool. Gets Comp out of danger, but Broken Blade still on the chase. Flash forward. There's one. Yike takes it. Larson and Shigenda now on the wrong side of the red. Larson's going to try and Spirit Rush away, but all his rushing is met with G2. Hans Summer on a killing spree now. Marang looking for caps, and he won't get him as he buffers away the jump once more.
Oh, he knocks it back
with
you.
the buster shot. You just can't get on caps. He's dancing around Marang, socially distancing him, as Shigenda's chased down by Mickey. Now, Shigenda does win out on the pure 1v1, but Hans Summer doesn't like it when people hit on his support and will take him out. The flash away from Shigenda is only going to buy a little bit of time, as Yike can cut this off if he wants. Actually, he might buy more time than I was expecting. Comp, though, stepping forward. Broken Blade will chase him out, and he does manage to kill off Mickey. Broken Blade, though, will
Hang on a minute.
take out Comp. Yikes, now catching up with Shigenda.
Still alive.
But the Mega Shigenda walks out. What the hell? Baron delayed so long. Larson's going to try and get away. Twisted advance, a possibility, but a good charm from Larson. Marang going in. They're looking for Hans Summer instead. He smites the spell shield, and Hans Summer falls. Now Koi, surrounded by 4 members of G2, as Broken Blade once again goes on a rampage in the midst. Larson with a stopwatch. Shigenda wasn't there. And even though they kill off Hans Summer, the rest of G2 pounce.
The bot lane can't move, can they? Comp and Trimby are just sitting ducks. Broken Blade's just destroying them next to Yike. There's nowhere they can go. Well played by Malrang. Take a bow. Really good engage next to Larson on the hands, but what can Comp and Trimby really offer in these fights?
Oh, they're looking for Mickey. Caps now locked up. Gale forces. Yike trying to get in the back of the pit. The buster shot going out as Yike jumps over the wall. Marang's got to pop a stopwatch. Shigenda into the mini Nar form. Caps goes into the pit. Marang still surviving for a moment. Shigenda kills Caps. Marang gets away. Oh, baby! These two titans will not fall to the floor.
Hitting onto the objective.
Sorry.
Just see a bit of a fight
Comp had to
happening.
flash away, but Mickey's being caught. Shigenda and Larson find the enemy
still
support.
being chased. He's still being chased.
Comp is still being chased up by Caps. Now Mickey will fall. It's not sole point for Koi. It is for G2 if they take this Drake. Hans Summer caught out by Malrang. Stopwatch to get away from the cease and desist, but that spell shield's already been used, and now he burns the flash. Comp joins back in. It's solo kills Caps. Cobbs finally finds a moment where he's left alone for the fight, but it might not even win it for Koi. Shigenda forced down towards the bottom side. Marang trying to get in here as well. Yike's going to eat some honey fruit, gobble those up. Num 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 as he looks for a little bit more action here. Marang stepping in. Trimby, Comp, and Shigenda, what can you do? Boomerang. Shigenda trying to build up that Mega Nar.
Watch Marang.
Watch Comp, the sapling. Comp, the sapling. From both sides of the sapling. Fate's call to save it from the sapling. It's the best mechanical.
The dragon has been started. Marang on the flank.
Marang gets onto Mickey once again. The sapling's the Boomerang. Comp chipped away. The dragon secured that soul. Mickey forced low, but he flashes forward as he looks for more. Shigenda taking the blue buff. Yike looking for the flank position here. Nature's Grasp, will it find its mark? Comp goes back in. Doesn't get caught with the rubes, but Marang sacrifices himself for his AD carry. And in the end, after all that,
Soul picked up, Baron picked up, Koi, very valiant effort to try to stop it from happening. But it's G2 that come out on top.
Unbelievable.
he's still basically full HP, and they invest everything into trying to kill him off.
And he's the second tankiest on the team. And they have a Chemtech Soul, so if you get him lower, he's going to be...
On the Sivir spell shield, you jump on Yike, well, it's a pretty tanky treat.
Exactly that. Mickey kind of squishy, only level 13 as well. But Trimby even squishier, and we've seen that multiple times. Now, G2 have a wave. They're knocking on the door of Koi's base, and they're looking to end the series right here and right now.
Get the spacing. Mega Nar's timing out. They're going to lose the inhib. I don't think they'll go for more. But as I say that, they are G2. Looks like they're going to move towards mid, but there's no wave there.
They see him. He's on the control ward.
No.
Shigenda gets Goomba stomped by Caps, and there's nowhere for him to go. Broken Caps rooted. Gets the buster shot down. The Nature's Grasp now coming out. G2 looking for a little bit more out of the action as Caps has already fallen. Hans Summer stepping forward. Trimby low on HP. The inhibitor tower next up for G2. They'll take it. They'll look for mid inhib as well. Double inhibs down with a minute 30 on the Elder.
Yeah, easy pick up there. 1 for 1 in the fight. Caps doesn't lose any. Broken Blade's the biggest problem. You just highlighted it there.
Flanking.
Larson is... How can you flank? There's so many saplings, but they have to get in here somehow.
Flash from Yike looking for Larson. The charm going wide as well, and Larson can stop time for a second, but with the TP coming in, Spear rush away. Larson surviving. Caps going forward. Caps lands the final shot and then pops a stopwatch of his own again to try to get into the back line. But Broken Blade is running them down. The blade that was broken has been reforged, and G2 will destroy Koi in the river. The Guardian Angel can only watch as Malrang goes down for a second time. A triple to Han Summer, and the base in tatters around Koi.
The collapse from Yike onto Larson sealed the deal for G2, and they'll look to end the series right now.
G2 make a date with Destiny in the finals once again. The new look for a new roster. It continues G2's winning ways as they lock a spot in the finals on Sunday.
Oh, for sure,
100%.
100%.
I think Dylan Falco is another. I think the drafting at MSI specifically this year as well, the turnaround, just bringing in these new players and incorporating them so well. Having these pillars around you, you can only really go up.
Yeah, you use them as a strong foundation to continue to grow, and we'll see how much G2 can continue to grow over the course of the next week, and whether or not someone else in the LEC will be able to upset what at the moment I would call our champions-elect, with them having beaten Koi, who went undefeated in the group stage. But of course, they do still have to make it through that final best of 5, with SK Mad Lions and Koi all looking to challenge them on Sunday.
So we are getting ready for an interview very shortly, but
are.
in the meantime, reminder, we're going to keep saying this, you need to pay attention. Friday is when the playoffs will start this weekend. We'll start a day earlier
Saturday,
to long-time LEC fans will be familiar with, but
then
Friday,
Saturday,
Sunday is in fact
Friday,
our stage.
Then Saturday, Sunday.
I don't know this song.
You don't know the Friday song?
I know Friday,
Best song. Oh, apparently there's an
Friday.
interview standing by. Lord, take it away. Friday.
I am shocked by what I just heard, Vidi. You need to listen to this song. But anyway, Dylan, thank you so much for joining me for this interview. Congrats on taking down the team today. Tell me, describe this party. And this game. It was a party for us, but describe this game, please.
This game was a complete fiesta.
Yeah.
I actually feel that with our draft, against their draft, after the game is even close to even early, there's almost no chance of us losing this game if we played normal. I'm actually a bit unhappy with the way my team played this game, because I think we could have just played a lot safer, a lot more reserved, and kind of collected the win and collected the grand finals appearance. But we had some aggressive players and aggressive personalities in the game, I would say.
It's for the best, and sometimes it becomes flippy games, but you had the advantage against Koi today. Can you describe me the change of pace between the first 2 games and then game 3 and what we just saw now?
I think the first 2 games were pretty good from us. I was pretty happy with it. I was very happy we got to do the Sejuani mid game. This was a secret strategy we've been preparing for quite some time, and the fact that we got off the complete stomp version of it, where we invade level 1 and everything happens, is really cool. There's no way they saw that one coming. And then obviously third game was a bit harder.
I love it because every time I see G2, I expect new picks and spicy picks, and obviously Sejuani falls onto this category. But how often do you have players suggesting spicy picks, and how many of them usually make it through in drafts?
You only see the troll picks I say yes to.
Okay.
There is an infinite supply of troll picks in the League of Legends, or at least it feels like when you're the coach of G2. I have to say no to a lot of troll picks, but we actually have quite a few still left, and hopefully we can show maybe 1 or 2 of them maybe in the grand finals.
Interesting. Well, looking forward to see this in the coming week. How is it as a coach, though? Because I know this is something we discussed in PGL. You're lucky to have players who are creative enough and who come up with interesting stats. But how do you implement them in your draft plan with your coaching staff?
I think the most important thing is just to understand why players want to play these champions. If Caps comes to me with an idea like, I want to try Sejuani mid with Belveth, I think we can play carry jungles and be really OP. We sit down and we plan out the early game, like this level 1 is something we have choreographed, and we've talked a lot about all the different scenarios and how it can go. The fact that we need to fight a lot mid jungle with these combos is something, for example, we would talk about a lot. So it's about not just picking it because my player wants to play it, it's about creating a strategy around it and actually understanding it. Oh, also, it needs to not be a bad champion. It can't be bad, then it's just not a good troll pick.
Yeah, I know Mickey wanted to suggest some stuff that didn't make it through. But anyway, when you think of G2 and how far you've come, does it match the expectations that you had coming into this season with this team?
It became very, very clear very fast, scrimming with this roster, that we're at least the most talented and skilled roster in Europe. It was just very clear. To me now, it's just about living up to those expectations, performing on the day, having good match preparation. It's easy to think you're the best team and have a bad day on Grand Finals, for example, next week, and then we're second, which I think is not good enough for this roster. So it's been really good.
High expectations, especially when you think of G2 performing so well in any esports right now. So of course the League of Legends team has to follow up on this. I have one last question for you. I know that your dad was here today to watch the team perform. What does it mean to you to have your family showing up?
I'm not from Europe, actually. I'm from Canada. So my dad had to fly all the way to watch me for this set. So I'm very happy we won, and it just means a lot to me to have the support.
That buff. Thank you, Dylan. I know that... And thanks to the fans, of course, for the insane support we had this weekend. I know that Broken Blade is waiting on the other side of the studio in PGL. Is there anything you would like to tell him?
Thanks for keeping everybody kind of in check when the things got a bit out of hand. I think BB was leading the game a lot, and just, yeah, I think that's about it.
Calm and collected.
Thank you.
Dylan, thank you so much. We will see you next week. And Sharks.
Broken Blade, congratulations. 3-1. Good day at the office.
It was a good day. I think we shouldn't have dropped one game, but still very happy to be in the finals.
Okay.
At least you got the Olaf game in and absolutely smashed.
Yeah.
Top lane matters.
Very happy about that game, actually.
Yeah.
So
let's take a look at it, because it was actually, you were a menace. Your Olaf was a menace all series, and you reached your power spike in game 5 with your solo bolo, and from there, it didn't stop.
Yeah.
And we were talking a lot about how it's hard to see, I don't want to say the value of top laners. Obviously, they're valuable, Broken Blade, but you know, you don't see them pop off that often anymore.
yeah, I mean, I think the meta doesn't allow it very much. You know, it's like it's very bot-centric. Bot lane is just very strong, so it is not much reason to, you know, go much to top lane. If you do a 1v1 solo bolo like I did, then you can have a lot of impact, obviously. In the first couple of games, she kind of had the pressure in lane. But in this game, I was really unleashed. I think my champ was really good in this game. They literally couldn't kill me.
Yeah.
I ran into 5 people. It was like impossible to actually die. So a very happy shout out to Dylan Falco for the drafts.
And he was shouting you out as well, so that's great. We were talking a lot about the drafts, actually, in terms of kind of Yike incorporating into this roster, and the fact that he's put in a position where, you know, Sejuani has played mid so that he can play the Velvet or whatever he wants. That's super, super interesting. Would you mind talking a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, we have a lot of creative minds on the team, and no one has the ego to be like, oh, I'm not going to play the tank, you know. Caps, known as one of the best players in Europe, she says, okay, I'm going to play Sejuani because it's good, you know. It's like, if that's the case on how we are going to win, we're going to do it. And it's a very dangerous thing for us, for the enemies in the league, because like, oh, if you can play everything, how do you draft against them? How do you prepare against them, right? And sure, if we would have lost this game, everybody could have been like, oh, we just trolled, you know, but we won. So people actually have to now respect it, you know, which makes us even more dangerous. So I'm very happy about that. And we obviously have a lot more stuff up our sleeve, so excited to show that as well. You know?
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see it. Because like the thing that I see when I see the way you guys draft, it's like Yike has this very eclectic, sort of like carry focused, like fast, clear focused champion pool. And what that often means is like you're missing like the Harding